Many years had passed since Joseph ruled in Egypt. The Israelites, once honored guests, had become slaves. A new pharaoh feared their growing numbers, and with each passing day, their suffering deepened. But in the midst of hardship, God was preparing a leader, one who would one day bring freedom to his people. The Israelites had become too numerous, and Pharaoh was afraid. If war breaks out, he thought, they might join our enemies and escape. So he forced them into cruel labor, making them build the mighty cities of Pithom and Ramesses. Yet, the more they suffered, the more they grew in number. Pharaoh's fear turned into rage, and he made a terrible decree. Every newborn Hebrew boy was to be thrown into the Nile and drowned. But among the Israelites, there was a woman named Jochebed, who gave birth to a baby boy. She looked into his tiny face and knew this child was special. She hid him for 3 months, but soon she could hide him no longer. With trembling hands, she wove a basket from reeds, coated it with tar and pitch, and placed her son inside. She whispered a prayer as she set the basket upon the waters of the Nile. The baby's sister, Miriam, watched from the reeds as the basket drifted along the current. Would he be found? Would he be safe? Then, a voice. Pharaoh's daughter had come to bathe in the river. She saw the basket and opened it. Inside, the baby cried, and her heart was moved with compassion. "This must be one of the Hebrew children," she said. Just then, Miriam stepped forward. "Shall I find a Hebrew woman to nurse the child for you?" Pharaoh's daughter agreed, and so the baby was returned to his own mother, who cared for him until he was old enough to live in the palace. And she named him Moses, for I drew him out of the water. Moses grew up as an Egyptian prince, learning the wisdom of the land, dressed in the finest garments, surrounded by luxury. But deep inside, he never forgot who he truly was. One day, as he walked among his people, he saw an Egyptian overseer beating a Hebrew slave. Anger burned within him, and without thinking, Moses struck the man, killing him. Fear seized him. Pharaoh would surely hear of this, and so Moses fled Egypt, leaving behind the only life he had ever known. Far away in the land of Midian, Moses came upon a well, where shepherds were mistreating the daughters of Reuel. Stepping forward, he defended them, driving the men away. Grateful, Reuel welcomed Moses into his home, and in time gave him his daughter, Zipporah, as a wife. Moses became a shepherd, tending flocks in the wilderness. But this was not the end of his journey. No, his greatest calling was still to come. For one day, in the silence of the desert, Moses would stand before a burning bush, and God himself would speak his name. From a river in Egypt to the quiet hills of Midian, Moses' journey has only just begun. Though he started life in a basket and grew up in a palace, God was preparing him for something far greater. The burning bush is still ahead, and so is his calling to lead a nation. Want to see what happens next? Then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join us for the next amazing chapter in the story of Moses.